What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? How you doing, brother?
All right, so right now it's Thursday night. Just got off work. Tim went to New York City to Jake Paul pop-up shop early this morning. He's not going to be taking much video because he's not really a vlogger. But what he doesn't know is that I know this. I'm gonna work on that. Yeah, we're gonna work on that. What he doesn't know is I'm gonna be filming in preparation, and when he comes back to Maine, we're gonna do a feature on him. It's gonna be awesome.
The next morning,
We're heading to get some stuff. Oh, for the pudding.
What is this for?
My vlog.
Is this home improvement?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Hi. $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go up at all?
No, it went down.
It went down.
It went down.
What?
Yeah. It went from like $17,000 to like $15,000. Plastic. Strapping. Dillon. Bear. Candy.
The window kit's all window.
Oh my god, we're about to go outside! Let's check it out. It's snowing! Look, 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 look. my car's... Hey Dan! Look at my car, man! It's like partying to the music! It's snowing! Look at all these snowflakes everywhere.
I have officially made it in life.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom. Dad. I hope you're proud.
Yeah.
My eyes are like so puffy right now, dude, cause like I haven't slept in like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's been crazy. I when I got up, I convinced myself I'm going back to sleep again. You know, I'm not staying up for too long. I'm going back to sleep. It's 9:30. So yeah, dang, dude, that coat of snow outside.
It is a coat of snow.
Oh man, look at my dreads. These are the dreads that I want to cut on the show. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited!
so we put plastic. Oh, see if you can see this. You can check it out slowly. Anyway, so we put plastic on all the windows. I want to thank Dylan Anderson so much for doing this. So yeah, we put windows here. We put plastic on the windows there. That's Jake Paul. And we put all out there, like all out there. And then we put plastic on the outside of the door, outside. And then we finished the skirting. That was awesome.
I'll tell you what, dude. It was probably one of the most unique things to see that I hadn't seen before. Outside the pop-up shop. These are like 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, man, boys and girls, and they're singing Jake Paul's rap, right? And Jake Paul's rap, it's like, Nickelodeon hit me up, and I said hell no. And there's another line right after that, and you talking all that shit. And these kids are just, and this is rap that they're all saying, and they say it over and over. I've never heard like 8 to 10-year-old kids with their parents rapping that kind of stuff. I'm like, this is such a unique thing. Like, when you're like 8 to 10 years old, you're like, no, you don't curse.
That's a bad word.
These kids are with their parents, and their parents aren't doing it.
They don't care.
It just blew my mind, dude. That was an experience of a lifetime. Thanks, Jake.
Did you ever, were you yelling at like Jake to like get his attention?
Dude, so the crazy thing was, bro, we had been out there for a few hours, and I have to pee every 4 hours. So my bladder, I felt my bladder.
This thing right here, man, woo!
It was freaking full, man. So right when Jake was coming outside, it was like, oh, he's coming out in 5 minutes, and then like 20 minutes later, he's coming out in 1 minute, and I'm like, dude, I gotta go. I had to leave and find the restroom. So I left, went to the restroom. By the time I came back, the lady's like, you missed it, and she's ended up sending me photos of like him signing stuff. So I totally missed Jake. I couldn't help it, dude. I just had to go to the bathroom. Yeah, I was just like talking to the security guards, like, dude, you gotta get me in. Like different ones, I'm like, dude, I work with an orphanage. I'm serious, like I'm here to try to connect with them because I just wanna get on a vlog, cut my dreads for content. You know, because I know they need content for these vlogs, and then try to sell it for charity. I was like, I'm a nobody. I just want to get back to Paraguay in the work that I do over there with the girls' home. Like, it's a girls' orphanage. And so I'm like talking to security guards, like, you got to get me in. Like, I tried to lie to get through. I was like, hey, dude, I have a meeting with, I came here to meet with, Team 10. And he's like, okay, who are you meeting with specifically? I was like, I don't know, whoever the assistant is. I just said, I've been emailing back and forth. And he's like, well, what's their name? And I had to come up with a name on the spot. And I was just like, whatever. So that didn't work. Sorry. Freaking, I tried. I was trying to break the rules and it didn't work. Then I was like, help. And then I eventually filmed something with that film team that was there. Which I thought it was Jake's team.
But it's not, is it?
I don't think it was. I think it was people I think it was press, some type of press, because she asked, the whole thing was fine, and then she asked me one question that caught me off guard. She was like, do you think the bullying with the Martinez twins went too far? And I was like, at first, I was quick, so I didn't get stumbled, but it caught me off guard. And she had already got me going, and then that just came out of nowhere. So I was already going, and I was like, yeah, but I got a lot of grace for Jake. I was like, man, I'm 27. When I was his age, I was doing reckless things, and that's when I just plugged my accent. I was like, dude, I got an accent drinking and doing drugs. Like that's what left me in this chair. I was like, so I got a lot of grace for the guy. I was a lot different when I was his age, and I think he's learning. So, more or less, that's what I said. So, I think she was press, because that's the only thing that went that direction. But they seemed understanding, because she was like, yeah, that's understandable. But you have to think, he's not like Jake. Yeah, Jake was bullying a little bit, but there's a huge language barrier.
Yeah.
between, because the kids, those twins didn't speak very good English.
Mhm.
So that's like us living in like.
The Paraguay.
So think like when we were in Paraguay, we were living in a house that only spoke Spanish, right? And they pranked people and did all this kind of stuff. Who do you think they're gonna be pranking? They're gonna be pranking us because
Yeah,
we're the
man.
ones that are like
We're the outsiders.
We're the easy targets because there's this language barrier. So that's just like.
You just got to go with it.
That's just what it would have been. So it's just easy to criticize, especially in the press.
Hey, bro. You, I want to do a piece on you on your trip down to New York. You want to come out here and do an interview?
Yeah, dude. I'm not ready right now. I feel like crap, man. I came down with the UTI. Real bad. I'm still dealing with my parasite issues.
Yeah.
Let me change real quick and I'll come out there. My name's Timothy Detterman. About 9 years ago, I got in a car accident, drinking and doing drugs, which left me paraplegic. In the initial years after my accident, I began sharing my story with schools, with different groups like FCA, and also with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. About 2.5 years ago, in July 2015, I was engaged to be married, and about a week before the wedding, we broke up. And in those following weeks and months, it was really difficult, and I was really lost, as anyone would be. And I just really felt compelled to return to Paraguay, which was a place I'd visited in January of that year. And in 2016, I made a visit to Paraguay for 3 months. I got connected with several orphanages. And this year, in January, I was fortunate enough to go there for 7 months. Made 5 visits to 3 different orphanages. And I had the opportunity to live at an orphanage, a girls' orphanage specifically, for the last 3 months of my visit. Their name's Puente.
Share with us what this journey's been like for you the last couple of years.
Well, it's been kind of difficult. I have worked off of a $800 disability check for a budget. I haven't had any church backing or organization connections. We've had a few people come forward to help us here and there, and that's been more than amazing. But as difficult as it's been extremely fulfilling. You know, in the last 2 years, I've learned to speak Spanish fluently. I've met a lot of people, made a lot of friends, and I now have 20 little sisters, and a new mother, a new father, and a huge opportunity to make an impact. So it's been great in the end. Because I really want to make an impact, but it's like, you know, it's December 14th. What is today, the 13th or the 14th?
Today's the 14th.
14th. I told them I'd be back on the 15th.
Really?
Yeah, I told them I'd be back mid-December.
Wow. So what are you hoping would be accomplished if Jake Paul sees this?
At this moment, like I said, there's a huge opportunity for us to be able to make a huge difference. I'm a regular guy. I'm basically a nobody, and with some type of investment, I would have a huge opportunity to make a difference and to be an example for everybody out there. The truth is, I'm not just a regular guy. I'm disabled, and I'm doing all of this kind of stuff in a very independent way. And, you know, I want my life to speak volumes, and it already is. It would just go to a whole new level if I was able to get an investment. And I'm not looking for a handout. my intentions are black and white. You know, I would like to come on a vlog if possible, cut my dreads for content, because I know you want content, Jake. And, you know, sell them for charity. And I think the exchange that's happening speaks for itself, and that's honestly what I'm hoping to do. So Jake Paul, if you're listening, or if there's anybody that has the ability to help, please do.
What is the charity? Like when you say donate it to charity?
So by charity I mean specifically El Puente, the home that I'm working with in Paraguay. It's an orphanage, but it's in a home type of setting under a family who runs it, Osvaldo Ricaldi and Maria Luisa Ricaldi. And at any given time at the home, they have 20 to 25 girls. They focus on an age group between 12 and 17, which are the age groups that generally homes in Paraguay they don't want, because those girls are more developed in their mentalities and much more difficult to deal with. They see those needs over there, and those are the girls that they generally try to take in.
How would any of the funds be utilized?
Well, right now, there's a huge need for just basic necessities at the home. New house fans, new freezer, new refrigerators. They have an organization, but the organization is, you know, they're only able to do so much. They need other help from different entities, and I'm looking to establish myself possibly as one of its own. But right now they just have basic needs that need to be filled. In the future, I would like to try to set up some type of residual way of supporting them on a monthly basis. So that's really what I'm projecting to do. I'm someone who's disabled, so all I've ever been learning with my disability is how to be independent. I believe so much in Osvaldo and Maria Luisa, and quite frankly, they deserve it, and they deserve nothing less than that, to be self-sufficient on their own and not have to struggle with the things that they put up with on a regular basis. That clearly affects the home. I lived there for 3 months. It blew my mind to think that they run a children's home with some of the things the needs that they have happening on a day-to-day basis.